Hi, good day. Um, the questions for this right is to count how many colonies in this SG worksheet. So it's always in column C. So we take a look at that, right? So we can use the count if. So how do you use count if? Is that we use count if, right, and then give that a range of SG. So this is the one, right? So you can select the entire column C by clicking on this label here. So you can see that this is from SG and is for the entire column C. And what we do is that we want to do a count on um, colony, right? Which is so we want to know how many colonies are in that list. So there are five of them. So then that should be okay, right? And then uh, we I think that's about it, right? So we just lock it in and then copy Control C, right? So there is no Jane in SG. Let's take a look here, right? Yep, there is no Jane in the home, right? And we can continue doing it for the rest of the worksheet. So we have six here. How about if there are 10 worksheets? So you gotta do it for hash k, right? Is there ways to actually like dragging, right? Can we drag it? Nope. It's still SG. It's still referred to SG, but it's in the other column D, right? Which is not right. No. Um, well, we might be able to lock that column B, but it makes no difference because it's still referring that column. It's column D in the worksheet of SG was supposed to be hash K. So how do we do that software? Right? Well, one way is that you just retype it again, right, for the column hash K and column C, comma, and go back to summary and click on colony. And you can repeat this again and again, right? See, it actually it works, right? It's just that it takes a little bit more time. Um, but if you only have two worksheets, then this should be faster than what we're going to introduce you, right? So raise a hand if you want to learn a better method. Okay, thank you very much. Right, let's take a look at this. Thank you for raising your hands. Right, thank you. So let's go to summary 02. Right, so we have the same right as GK. We are using the count if coupled with the indirect functions, right? So the indirect functions, right? What is indirect functions, right? It turns a string into um, a cell reference or a reference. It refer to a range, right? So let's take a look at this cell here. You can see that. Um, okay, this will be 10. So take a look at this, right? This count if indirect. So C9. Let's take a look at what C9. C9 has what? C9 has this value as G. And you have an and. Let's just focus on this part, yeah? And we're going to just exclamation mark and a column C, right? So what we get is actually SG dash and so on. But however, this is not we'll say that this is a text, right? Because it's just return the text. But here it's different. You'll notice that the SG exclamation C and C, right? They don't have the double quote enclose it. That means this is a reference. So, but here we have a double quote. So how is it that we can take this value here, convert it to a reference in the count if? The answer is what you see on the screen. Indirect can do that job. So by doing that, we break the worksheets, the part of the worksheet, right? So it's just like here, right? We have originally we have this count if, which you're familiar, right? And right, so there's a count if. So we're saying that this part here. I want to change this part. Right, I want to break this to two parts. Well, by saying said that's right, we actually the only ways to break this into two parts is that we make it into a text. But a text will not be fulfilled the count if requirement, which is here should be a reference. Anyway, where we break it into parts and then we separate it, and right now the exclamation mark tells Excel that before the exclamation, this is the worksheet's name, right? So, and we're joining that together. So here you are, right? There's two cell here, right? So how is it that we convert these two back here? Is like what you say earlier, right? We can call indirect to convert this back to the reference. So which is what you see here, right? You can see that this is here, right? So there's a contrast between these two. So by having do that, did that, right? So we break it. So C9 is referring to the reference, to the cell that contains all the worksheet names, and then we just drag it, and we got it done, right? So just drag it, right? Soft. See, it's referring to hashcare. So it's actually to say go to hashcare worksheets and look at the column, entire column C, and see if there is a value that is matched with column Tony, and tell me how many occurrences are there, right? So there's six of them, right? So let's go to hashcare then. You can see the purpose in six, right? That's it. So that is count if. Thank you for watching. This is Kent.